Peace and friendship are impossible for a society detached from the association of God and His devotees. This is a very, very important statement. We cannot expect to be peaceful and have mutual friendship between each other if we are not serious about becoming uh, recipients of God's mercy and recipients of the mercy of God's pure devotees. If we want to keep ourselves away from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's association and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions and his devotees, we cannot have peace and friendship. It is imperative, therefore, that one sincerely seek the association of pure devotees and hear them patiently and submissively from any position of life. This hearing the message of pure devotional service patiently and submissively, this is a very, very important and extraordinary attribute. Keep this in mind. This is extraordinary. You will come across this later when you go through the Srimad Bhagavatam. Uh, that only one who has accumulated a lot of devotional pious credits, he will have the inclination to hear the pure message of Srimad Bhagavatam. Others will not have the ability to hear. The Supreme Lord will not bless one with the interest to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, to hear the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. The position of a person in the higher or lower status of life does not hamper one in the path of self realization. Spiritual realization or self realization is internal. I am in a higher status or a lower status. That is simply due to my previous pious activity or sinful activity. When I engage in certain pious activities, then I am placed in a higher status of material life. When I engage in certain sinful activities, I am placed in a certain lower status of material life. I may be placed in a higher birth or lower birth, in a comfortable birth or an uncomfortable birth, in a beautiful body or in an ugly body, in a rich family or a poor family, and so on and so on. But nevertheless, we should keep in mind that our external positions are in no way relevant to our ability to accept the causeless mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna is the super soul. He is within the soul, and the subtle body and gross body, both of them are subjected to the effect of our previous pious and sinful activities. If I commit certain sinful activities, I get diseases in the gross body, but I may also get mental afflictions in the subtle body. But both of them are external to me, whereas the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, He is with me. He is always with me. So when I engage in the activity of Krishna consciousness, Bhakti Yoga, then I'm engaging in my original duty as a spirit soul. There are two birds sitting on one tree. The tree is compared to the body, and the two birds are compared to the Jivatma and Paramatma within that same body. Um, so, the friendship between the two birds is intrinsic and it is not dependent on the tree. So, my progress towards Krishna's lotus feet from Shraddha to Prema is not in any way hampered because of my lower birth or my higher birth, because both of them are external. The only thing one has to do is to hear from a self realized soul with a routine program. This routine program is what is called Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. The teacher may also deliver lectures from the Vedic literatures, following in the footsteps of the bygone acharyas who realized the absolute truth. So, the spiritual master, he may also speak, but he will certainly speak based on Vedic scriptures, and he will follow in the footsteps of the previous acharyas who also spoke uh, based on their factual realization of the absolute truth. This is something that I have already brought out. We are meant to accept the authority of the authentic spiritual master as well as the predecessor spiritual masters, as well as scripture. Scripture is non different from the supreme personality of Godhead, and we can there is no way we can bypass adherence to scripture. The acharyas such as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti point out Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Aikantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpata Yaiva Kalpate. In our attempt to serve Krishna, or in our attempt to serve the acharyas, or in our attempt to serve the spiritual master, we are always dependent on strict obedience to the injunctions of scripture. We can never try to make spiritual progress while we knowingly or unknowingly step outside the boundaries of scripture. And therefore, it is the duty of a spiritual teacher to try to deliver his disciple on the basis of the teachings provided in the Vedic literatures, and also following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas who have already attained success. What is the point in trying to follow personalities who have not attained spiritual success? Srila Prabhupada, he was once told in South India when he had gone for a visit somewhere in Andhra Pradesh, he had met one academic scholar who was doing some research on some tribal people there. And Srila Prabhupada just remarked, why is he wasting his time in researching all these tribal people? He should research and study the lives of the exalted acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. Vedic culture means that you have people who are trying to follow one ideal person who has attained the supreme truth, who has attained spiritual perfection. And this is a common feature in the Vaishnava lines. Even though we respect great Vaishnavas, we follow the Uttamadhikari. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended this simple method of self-realization, generally known as Bhagavata Dharma. Srimad Bhagavatam is the perfect guide for this purpose. Above these topics discussed by the Lord and Sri Ramananda Rai, there were still more elevated spiritual talks between the two great personalities, and we purposefully withhold those topics for the present because one has to come to the spiritual plane before further talks with Ramananda Rai can be heard. This is an important point. Oftentimes, we tend to think that the further discussions between Lord Chaitanya and Ramananda Rai are increasingly relevant for our spiritual status in order to progress in Krishna consciousness. But in reality, following the footsteps of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, we notice that these topics are not actually meant for those of us who are pursuing the fulfillment of material desires while also trying to make spiritual progress. Srila Ramananda Rai, he was so pure that even when he would touch young Devidasis, his mind and body were untransformed. He was so pure. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has taken on the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani, the Lord's own internal potency. And certainly they are qualified to discuss this subject matter. But until we come to a point of anartha nivritti, it is very dangerous for us to discuss these topics, which are certainly going to be uh, hampering our attempts to make spiritual progress. Therefore, we should be very careful to not unnecessarily discuss spiritual topics, even if they are from Srimad Bhagavatam. We do not have to give unnecessary emphasis and focus in a manner that uh, that does not help us progress in Krishna consciousness. Srimad Bhagavatam is a very scientific presentation of spiritual life by Srila Vyasadeva. And therefore, he begins from the first canto. From the first canto up to the 10th canto, he leads us step by step. And certainly, Srila Vyasadeva knows what he is doing. And because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he also understands why which topic of Srimad Bhagavatam is relevant to which Vaishnava at which position. We have presented further talks of Srila Ramananda Rai with the Lord in another book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. But it is not that Srila Prabhupada has neglected these higher topics. There are some Vaishnavas, in fact, some who claim to be followers of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati or Bhaktivinoda or Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who claim that Srila Prabhupada has not uh, introduced the higher topics of Krishna consciousness, but he has only given the introductory topics, ABCs of Krishna consciousness, and we will give you the XYZs, the final conclusions of advanced spiritual life. So you can be in ISKCON to learn your initial Krishna consciousness, but when you want to learn advanced Krishna consciousness, you come to us. But Srila Prabhupada has also given advanced teachings in his teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and in directly his edition of Chaitanya Charitamrita. One will find all of this. However, one has to take guidance from qualified superior Vaishnavas and progress in Krishna consciousness. At the conclusion of this meeting, Sri Ramananda Rai was advised by the Lord to retire from service and come to Puri so that they could live together and relish transcendental talks. Some time later, Sri Ramananda Rai retired from the government service and took a pension from the king. He returned to his residence in Puri, where he was one of the most confidential devotees of the Lord. There was another gentleman at Puri of the name Shiki Mahiti, who was also a confidant like Ramananda Rai. The Lord used to hold confidential talks on spiritual values with 3 or 4 companions at Puri, and he passed 18 years in that way in spiritual trance. His talks were recorded by his private secretary, Sri Damodar Goswami, one of the 4 most intimate devotees. So um, this is something that we should notice. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed topics of advanced Krishna consciousness while in a state of samadhi or half samadhi, ardhabahya it is called. Um, and he would discuss this only with a few intimate devotees. He would simply talk. This is called association. Association simply means talking. Talking on Lord Krishna's qualities, about his form. But uh, these have to be applied appropriate to our current status. Currently, we can talk about Krishna's glories from the first canto, from the second canto, from the third canto, from the fourth canto, and so on. But can we directly discuss Krishna's glories as exhibited in his pastimes with the Rasa Leela, with the gopis in the Rasa Leela, which occur within 5 chapters in the 10th canto? For that, we need competent guidance from superior Vaishnavas who have the ability to discuss these topics. The Lord extensively traveled all over the southern part of India. The great saint of Maharashtra, known as Saint Tukaram, was also initiated by the Lord. Now, there are some who say that since Tukaram appeared about 100 or 150 years after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's initiation uh, of Tukaram, him initiating Tukaram, must have happened in a dream. That is certainly possible. Saint Tukaram, after initiation by the Lord, overflooded the whole of the Maharashtra province with the Sankirtan movement, and the transcendental flow is still rolling on in the southwestern part of the great Indian Peninsula.